Warren Buffett says that time in the market will always be timing the market. And in today's video, I want to break down how powerful time is, where it can be your friend or adversary. If you're watching this, you're probably one of two people. You could be the person that goes, do you know what? I bought property X amount of years, it's massively compounded, and now I don't know what to do with the profits. Or you're one of those people that goes, I've wanted to invest in property for X amount of time, I haven't taken the action, is now the best time? And I always find this really interesting. So I've got an education company, and this isn't a pitch for education, but whenever I'm in the room with people that I'm educating, I say, raise your hands if you wanted to get involved in property for at least a year. And everyone puts that, I'm like, blah, blah, blah. In fact, last weekend, somebody was like, 20 years. I was like, 20 years? That's my entire adult life and some. 20 years. And I asked why not. It's like, just didn't seem like the right time. I had stuff going on in my life, then there was finances, then there was family, then it was me again, then it was fear of success, fear of failure, and then the market was really high and I didn't know what to do, and then the market was really low, I didn't know what to do. It goes back to that quote, time in the market versus timing the market, and I think this is really powerful to talk about the compound effect. And essentially, it's small movements over time that have a big impact. So if we said some basic numbers, let's say you buy a £100,000 property, and I know if you're in London, you can't get a shed for 100k, but up in Leeds, you can definitely get 100, 120k. Amazing investment opportunity. Now let's say conservatively that property goes up 5% on average per annum. Now bear in mind the average long-term capital growth is 7.9% per annum on average in the UK. So if you get a great area, it should be higher than that. We've all heard it doubles every 10 years. That's not quite true. It really does depend on the economics of your area and great selection of property. Now is it a guarantee? No, but it's been going on since the Doomsday Book, and so around 1,000 years of evidence is pretty strong in my opinion. So if we've got that 5% growth, what does that even mean? Well, first of all, even if we compounded at 5%, let's look at what happens at 100k. So 100 becomes 105. 105 becomes 110, 500. And then that 5% builds and it builds and builds and builds, so that in 10 years, let's see what that looks like. 1,000 times 1.05. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's around £162,890. So it's gone up 63,000. You think, bloody hell, that's a lot just to have 5% increase on that compounding up. And it is absolutely huge. And that's at a conservative 5%. But here's where it gets really interesting, because you've also got leverage at play. Now, when you buy property the right way, and it is my opinion, not financial advice, you're taking on a mortgage. And typically with a buy-to-let property, you put in 25% of the money, the bank puts in 75%, and that's of the purchase price. So on a 100 grand property, you only put in £25,000 deposit. Now you do have some additional bits, such as your fees, stamp duty, bit of a refurb. Let's say you're £40,000 all in. Well, think about that. Over a 10-year period, you made £162,890 profit on a £40,000 investment. That is a 157% return. What? Like, for each pound you put in, you got your pound back plus £1.57. Like, imagine going to an ATM, putting in a pound, £1.50 comes out. In fact, £2.50 comes out. Then you put £2.50 in and £5 comes out. You put two, and it goes on and on and on. You want to leave the ATM. Anyone comes in, you're like, back off. This one's mine. Don't know why I did that, but it's okay. So the thing is, this is the power of compounding. And the thing is, in property, it's tax-free. All you do to access that money, we don't sell property. Remember, we buy property and wait. We don't wait to buy property. So we bought it, we've waited, it's gone up, we've factored in the compound effect, and now we use refinancing, which is getting a new mortgage at the new value, because the bank goes, hey, it's worth even more. I'm going to give you more money. You draw it out and you go again and again and again. Don't you get confused why you watch these people that earn earn 40 grand a year, 50 grand a year, which is a great amount of money, but they're, say, 50 years old and they have like multi-million pounds worth of property. It's because they bought property and waited for it to do its thing. And so sometimes it's not about the mass amounts of experience. It's about buying at the right time, the right area, with the right expertise, sitting back, relaxing, and watching the money come in. So some top tips on how to do this. First of all, make sure you are buying properties sub 150,000 and you want to aim for a 7% yield. I use a target formula. This is our trademarked approach. So this is looking at the type of property, the area, regeneration, growth, existing property, and the tenant type. And by the way, if you want to find out more about that, and actually you'll want to invest in the perfect areas, the perfect properties, but you don't have the time, you don't have the knowledge, put APG in the comments below. That stands for Aspire Property Group. Now you need to have at least 50,000 to invest with us, and this isn't giving us the money, it's for your first purchase. But if you want to do it on your own, you need to make sure you're looking at the economics. What's the tenure of property? Make sure it's stronger than 60% tenure of property. Have they got good or outstanding schools? What's the growth in the area? What's the regeneration? What's the logistics? Maybe schools, motorways, developments, commercial, business centers, everything like that. What is going to draw your end customer, i.e. the tenant, to want to live there? You want to find safe, secure, realistic expectations on property and go all in. We know that people are going to triple their investment in just 10 years. So if people buy put 50 grand in, they will have 150. If they start with 100K, they'll have 300,000. So if you are one of those people that's been sat on their hands and you've been thinking, oh man, I was going to invest here, but it was the top of the market and I was really scared. And then it come back down and now I'm scared because it's at the bottom of the market. Stop worrying about everything. Property is a long-term investment, but the longer you wait, the worse it gets. So going back to the first line of this, don't wait to buy property and wait. And if you want us to help you do that, put APG in the comments below. We'll send you a link and have a free one-to-one. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, tap that like button, and I'll see you in the next video.